take into consideration I'm suffering concussion, right? I just want to make it clear that, you know, it's God that's put all these pictures in my head and showing me what's exactly happening, like showing me when I take pictures and stuff and put them together and showing me what's going on. Because remember, I lost 6 children, you know, no matter what anyone says, even threatening to take away a mum's children is enough to send her into a nervous breakdown, and I've never recovered from that nervous breakdown, so why should I, you know, and I've still got all this stuff that's gone on when I've been kidnapped and assaults and all the rest of it, you know. Anyway, the reason that I'm making this video is because I'm concerned about the children that are left over. Obviously 2 of them are gone and the government won't tell me where they are or anything. And then yeah, to do with this situation with Harold. Now it just seems to be a bit funny to me. When I went to him to get my children back, he was not interested in my children at all, but kept saying, you're an interesting case, you're an interesting case, I want to draw you and stuff like that. And then he was drawing me in his office, and I was thinking, when he was drawing me, I was thinking, how can I go from being bullied, arrested at the drop of a hat, and I mean, they didn't just arrest me, they would arrest me in England, keep me overnight in a cell, then drive me at all the hours up to Glasgow, keep me overnight in another cell, and then I had to go to court, and then they would throw me out in Glasgow with no money, so I had to get back to England by myself. And they would do this, it must have happened about 19 times up and down the street, right, up and down England, Scotland, and it seemed to just be whenever they felt like it. Anyway, so when I got to Harold's, as is my lawyer, and he said, would you ever think about dating me? I said yeah, because I just don't know why I said yeah, but I said yeah. And straight away all the arrests stopped, never got arrested. And that's why when he was sitting drawing me, I was like, how can you go from everyone slaughtering you to this man is sitting drawing me saying how lovely I am, and it's such a shame all the terrible things that happened to me, and you know, he'll help rebuild me, you know, stuff like this. But anyways, through the 6 months of our so-called dating, he never did anything for my children. He sent me to a lawyer called somebody Wilson, and he was a freak of all freaks. As soon as I walked in the door, Harold said he would be so nice and he's the best lawyer in Glasgow. He was so nasty to me as soon as I walked in. He said, you've got no hope, you've got no hope, you've had mental health problems and that's it, so your children are gone. And I was saying to him, everybody on the planet has mental health problems, mate, you know. And I said, I've got evidence. And he was, no, and that was it. So I was like, so who am I supposed to go to now? And he was just like, drop it, just drop it. They'll come back to you, they'll come back to you. That's all people kept saying to me, right? Well, some people. But then when I would go to England and some people would hear that my children were being abused in care, they would grab me by the throat and say, what are you doing? Why are you not fighting for your children? And I was like, what the fuck? I can't go right and I can't go left, you know. Anyway, yeah, this situation recently, you know, as soon as Harold was trying to see me, I was putting him off because I didn't want to date him again because he wasn't nice to me. He assaulted me then when we were dating, right? So, so this time last year, when he was trying to see me, I was like, I'm not well, I need to get better. I never slept in that skinhead's house, you know, and it just still weighed on me because, you know, I was drinking too much tea and I was getting up 10 times during the night for a pee, and I've not been sleeping for years, you know, and this is the first time I've stopped drinking the tea and I'm getting a full night's sleep, so my body's like, yeah. Anyway, so he kept coming up and he was angry straight away that I wasn't entertaining him. And I was obviously worried about my son and my other daughter, and I couldn't get to them, nobody will let me speak to them. And then all of a sudden, the picture of my daughter trying to sell my son to some stupid ugly donkey, right? Plastic surgeon face, came up as straight away, and he phoned me right after it. How are you? Blah blah. I said, how am I? I'm going to kill that Leonie one. Look what she's doing, making a fool of my son. Like try to say to everybody in Glasgow, she pulls them all the way down to London. They've never had that kind of holiday in London, you know, where it's like it's of the world, isn't it? They've been Jehovah's Witnesses, proper innocent. She's pulled them all the way down to London and set my son up by sitting him next to a big old donkey, as if my son would choose to sleep with a donkey, right? A big old man, plastic surgery. Do you know what I'm saying? Takes the picture, and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if my son was going to be raped after it, and I didn't know what was going on, so I went into pure shock. And then nobody, as soon as I put it on Facebook, nobody phoned me to say, oh, no, he's fine, it's all right. It's nothing, absolutely nothing. And because obviously my daughter's been kept in care and been legally abused by the system, what am I going to do? Phone the police and tell them what they're going to do? Nothing. They'll just go round and annoy my son. So I was stuck. Anyway, then I get a picture of my eldest daughter saying on her Facebook, don't kill my mum, don't slay her, she's our mother, right? She's taking the piss. Then another picture of her dragging my daughter through the streets of London drunk with hardly any clothes on, as if to say, I'm going to drop her somewhere and anybody can pick her up, right? All at the same time as Harold saying to me, right, well, we've got your internet set up, well, it'll cost you about £1,500 to get this website for you to make the crowns. And he's saying, I love you, I want to marry you. I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, your kids will come back to you, and oh, don't worry about Leonie, it's a mother and daughter thing, all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, don't know if you can imagine, but if you're already up in the air emotionally, and then people start, he came to my house late at night telling me his girlfriend's going to kill him and stuff, and I said to him, see, when you come to my house and talk about weird stuff, right, I can't go to sleep, or I don't know if I will or not, but just going to not do it. And what does he do? Tell me. She takes me to the grave, and she's a spook, and this and that, and she won't leave me alone, and blah, blah, blah. And then I had a vision, right, sitting right in front of him, of her throwing him I don't know. Anyway, I had a vision, and I was upset, right? And he started putting Hitler, he gets the charcoal and draws me, and then puts a chalk of Hitler moustache, all late at night. And I wasn't eating at the time. I was totally not eating because of my son. That picture of my son, I just couldn't eat. And I was eating seeds. So after a week or so of him phoning me, he took me out for dinner or something, and I was eating lettuce and chicken and stuff. And he's like, see how much I've made you feel better? You were eating seeds now. That's ridiculous. You have to eat food. So he was making me think he was making me feel better. Anyway, the cut the long story short of it, I am not stupid, and I have a sense, a mother's sense, a sixth sense. You know, we all do, mothers do, but people stress it that much we can't tap into it, you know. Or they throw nuts and bolts to make it look like another story. But the moral of the story is, these men and these police who have come to my door, and these fake gas men, and you know, all the carry on that goes on in my house, they play with my heating like a xylophone, you know. My equipment, my iPhone and everything. All the stuff that goes on, and all the stuff that you're doing. God's watching. He's watching, you know. He's the one that's going to take justice. There's no point in fighting me. I don't mind if you do, because I'm not even half with it half the time either. And my children, God has shown me they're in His hands. Dead or alive, they're in His hands. So, you know, even He's shown me that my children are in His arms now. I don't have to worry, you know, about them. But at the same time, all you men and all that money you've got, you've taken away my doctor, you've taken away my money, you've taken away my health, my children. Now you're trying to take away my son's empire, right? All you pop artists that are working for the Jews, all you people working for the Jews, right? The so-called Jews. Jerusalem just got flooded there. Do you think God cares about any of you in that place when you're torturing His people? We are His people. People who love Him and appreciate Him and do His will are His people. So I think at the end of the day, you are all going to You are also cursed. Doesn't matter what you do to us, we are blessed and you're cursed. That's it.